Good morning. Thank you so much for being here and traveling from all across the world, being part of this festival. But before we jump into the things, I'm just going to do a couple of housekeeping stuff. First of all, if in case of fire and only in case of fire, you can use that door as a fire exit. And be calm and just walk out, and you're going to get to the outside. And there are going to be a lot of breaks, but the program is really packed. So we only have 15 minutes break, and we already started a little bit late. So we would really appreciate if you can, if you need to go out during the breaks and get a coffee or go to using the bathrooms, do it quickly and then come back into the room in time so we can push the conversations forward and get through all of the things we want to do. Also, that QR code you see on the screen is an AI translation. The whole conference is going to be translated into 4 languages. The panels are either in English or Persian, but also you have availability of translation in Kurdish and also Arabic. You can only read the text or you can listen to the translation. You can use your headphones. So if you use that QR code, it takes you to the app that do the live translation. And feedback from that would be appreciated because nowadays a lot of people are using AI translation and we would love to see if it worked for you or not, especially the Kurdish one, because it gives a lot of opportunity to be used and create an accessible space for our Kurdish language speakers. Don't forget to keep your badges with you and bring it back tomorrow. It's almost impossible to issue a new one tomorrow, so you have to keep them safe with you and bring it back. And please put your mobile phones on silent. That's it. That's it for the moment. But let's get into the conversation. I don't know how many months ago was it, Ali Razajan, when we started talking about having a conference, and the original idea was having a conference talking about media, and then it changed to develop something different that would involve peace and democracy and be part of this peace festival that's happening in Lahore, in The Hague. None of us would have imagined we're going to have this conference at a time like this, at a time that there is a war raging through Iran and Israel, and the whole world is on the brink of another world war. Sorry, it's really emotional, and I know the emotions in the room are quite high as well. When I was a child, one of my first memories is that there's this colorful window and the door is brown, and I'm shouting at the door and the door is closed, and I'm shouting and shouting because I'm 5 or 6 years old and my cousin Faromaz is leaving me. He is going to war. That was the last time I saw Faromaz. I was born 2 months after Iran-Iraq war. And I grew up in a propaganda state that was telling me that the war is a just war. We have the right to defend ourselves, our nation from the invaders, and we have to fight this war. And they did that for 8 consequent years. A lot of people died. And when I was growing up, I could hear here and there that those others, those Iraqis are coming, they're bad people. There's no one good amongst them. And we have to protect ourselves. But that otherness developed to envelop other people in my circle. It enveloped the parents of my friend, Nassim, who was living in the neighborhood, who were executed in the 1986 in Iran. It enveloped the Baha'i friend of mine, Dorna, who were doing a study together because she was other. She didn't have the same religion as us. It enveloped almost every person I came across as I was growing up. By the time I was 20 and I was going to the university, I realized all of us are others. None of us belong together. And that was something that I couldn't understand. How come all of us are something that doesn't belong to this society? How can one, deviation from what the government tells us can make us something else, others that are the enemy of the state or people that should be looked down upon? So when first in London, so many years ago, like I think it's around 20 years ago, I was sitting in a car with an Iraqi boy who was the same age as me, and we started a conversation about what happened during our childhood. You know, he was giving me a perspective of his life growing up in a war-torn country that was in war with my country. And we had so much in common. We weren't enemies. He wasn't other. I wasn't other to him. But we were brought up in a country and a culture that was telling us we should imagine each other as other. And we had the opportunity to be sitting in a place that allowed us to put all of those privileges, all of those imposed cultures on us, and be able to see each other. And I think we are on the brink of another space like that again. But I'm at the same time so proud of people I come across, both inside Iran and outside Iran, both inside Israel and outside Israel, that are looking at this war from a different perspective. I think there's a maturity in some of us, and I'm really lucky to be able to be connected to those people like you in this space. You know, you've been through a lot of you've been through so much hardship and that otherness. I know some of you coming from that, escaped the prison at the beginning of revolution in Iran. I know some of you lost your parents due to the hostility that happened in Iran during those times, and also continuity. I know some of you just came out of the prison after Women Life Freedom movement and are here now. So us who grew up with this otherness, now being in a space who can talk about peace and democracy and how we cannot obey the rule of the governments who are telling us within this patriarchal system that they created that we should choose between them, that's an honor. So I'm really grateful for all of you to be here and creating this space with you. It's an amazing feeling, amazing opportunity. And I think all of you know that in the spaces like this, there is a need to acknowledge the pains that we all went through. You know, I want to see if people in this room have felt at any point in their life, even you're coming from Iran, or I see some faces that are not from Iran, at any point in your life, you felt that there's an otherness about you, or you are imposed to feel there's an other, and you have to react to that. If you agree with that sentence, can you do me a favor and clap your hand once? Is there anyone in this room who felt war is not a just thing because they felt the pressure and the violence of the war having an impact in their life? Can you clap your hands once? Can I have more energy? Can I hear, like, I know it's early morning. Okay, let's try again. Can you clap once? Yes, we're getting there. Is there anyone who lost their loved ones due to the otherness? It can be a war, it can be imprisonment, it can be just exile. You lost the place that you lived. Can you clap once? Have you felt that you're hopeless, that there are other people on top of you who are deciding for you how to live your life? Can you clap once? Have you ever felt that you hate politics that is imposing to you how to feel and how to think? Clap once. Have you ever felt that you wake up in the morning, you know the world is a bad place, you hate it, but then it's your duty and responsibility to try? Clap once. You are trying every day to live in this world, but not obey the laws that are imposed on you from patriarchal system or whatever system that is out there that is oppressing you. Clap once. Do you have hope that with this energy that you have and you see amongst other people around you, that you can change the world one day? Clap once. I really love that. Like, some people are shaking their hands because we cannot be hopeful all the time, can we? There are some times that we feel, it's so difficult. I woke up this morning, I spent all of my energy to change the world. But I want to tell you one thing. We are not alone. We have each other, although there are other people trying to divide us, creating that otherness. We shouldn't forget that at the end of all of this, there are brilliant people around who are giving us hope. And as long as we have them, there is hope. We can change. And with that, I want to bring one of those people to this space. A lot of you have heard about Narges Mohammadi, the Nobel Peace Prize winner, Iranian woman activist who's been in prison for the majority of her life, basically. And she's been the voice of change and hope and peace, even when she was inside the prison. So she sent a message to us when Ayurveda reached out and said, there's going to be a conference and we want you to send a message. So she recorded a video and sending it to us just a week before the war started. Let's have a look at that and hear her message and then take it from there.
بسیار خوشحالم که امکان ارسال این پیام ویدیویی رو برای نشست مهم و تاثیرگذار در مورد دموکراسی، صلح و رسانه داشته باشم. تشکر ویژه میکنم از برگزار کنندگان این برنامه و تشکر میکنم از مشارکت کنندگان در این مباحث که قطعاً تلاش اونها به بنای این مباحث کمک خواهد کرد. خیلی خوشحالم که این بحث در لاهه برگزار میشه و لاهه شهری معروف به عدالت و صلح هست، گرچه جنگ‌های شدت یافته و رو به گسترش گذاشته در سراسر جهان، صلح و حقوق بین الملل، حقوق بشر رو که دستاورد انسان هست، حاصل رنج و آلام بشریت در طول تاریخ هست، در معرض خطر قرار داده. اما به نظر من بیش از اون این انسانیت هست که به موجب این جنگ‌ها در معرض فروپاشی قرار گرفته و این در تاریخ ثبت خواهد شد. همونطور که در دعوتنامه هم برگزار کنندگان اشاره درست کرده بودند، نظم جهانی دستخوش تغییر و تحولات بنیادین شده و قطعاً این تغییر و تحولات بنیادین پیامدهایی گسترده به اقصانقاط جهان از جمله به کشور ایران خواهد داشت. از طرفی ما شاهد هستیم که قدرت‌های بزرگ جهانی در واقع برای بازآفرینی جایگاه خودشون در این نظم نوین و در سیر این تحولات در تقلا و تلاش هستند و بدیهی و لازم هست که ما هم با چنین روی کردی به این مقولات در واقع بپردازیم. یعنی به اعتقاد من برآیند جمیع نیروها میتونه به این تغییر و تحولات، به این شکلگیری نظم نوین جهانی جهت و سمت و سو بده. یعنی دست نیروها هم اینقدر خالی نیست و در این راستا ما میتونیم به وزن گرفتن نیروهای دموکراسی‌خواه در سراسر جهان و از جمله در ایران بیاندیشیم. از همین روزنه ما میبایستی که به ابزار قوام بخش و تقویت کننده دموکراسی بیاندیشیم. قطعاً به جنبش‌های اجتماعی و نهادهای دموکراتیک در سراسر جهان و بحث رسانه باید بیاندیشیم. گرچه که رسانه که قرار بود رکن چهارم دموکراسی باشه، متاسفانه گاهی نشون داده که اتفاقاً در این تغییر و تحولات میتونه کارکردی معکوس داشته باشه. خب ما در کشور ایران در حال گذار از استبداد به دموکراسی هستیم و در این سیر تحولات عمیق و پرشتاب در جهان میبینیم که در واقع بسامدهای اون هم به ما داره میرسه و این کار رو برای ما در ایران هم میتونه نگران کننده، هم میتونه همراه با امید بکنه. ببینید کشور ما کشوری هست که جنبش‌های دموکراتیک پی در پی داشته، ما شاهد جنبش‌های اجتماعی بودیم. ایران اصولاً جزء جوامع جنبشی به شمار میاد و ما تجربه های بسیار گرانقدری در این مورد داریم. گرچه نهادهای دموکراتیک در جهان میتونن نگهدارنده پایه های دموکراسی باشند، اما در ایران ما شاهد هستیم که نهادهای مدنی ما به شدت تحت سرکوب مداوم حکومت استبدادی قرار داره. اما در واقع ما یک نقطه قوتی هم در تجربه های پردستاورد در این زمینه همراه هستیم و میتونیم ازش بهره ببریم. و من فکر میکنم که چالشی که ما در ایران باهاش مواجه هستیم، البته در بسیاری از نقاط جهان، این هست که این شدت فقر، وضعیت بد اقتصادی، وضعیت بد و بسیار نگران کننده محیط زیست و در واقع سرکوب‌هایی که شاهد اون هستیم ما رو در واقع با یک بحران‌های پیچیده و فراگیر در واقع رو در رو کرده و این شرایطی که برشمردم کیفیت یک بحران فراگیر رو داره به ما نشون میده که خب برای عبور از اون، برای ارائه راهکار برای اون هم میبایستی که به یک راهکاری با یک چنین کیفیت فراگیری اندیشید. من امیدوار هستم که این نشست مقدمه‌ای برای برگزاری سایر نشست‌ها در این زمینه باشه و امیدوار هستم که این نشست که حاصل تلاش اندیشمندان و علاقمندان به دموکراسی هست، نتایج پرباری هم برای اندیشمندان در سراسر جهان هم برای مردم ایران باشه و امیدوار هستم که روزی امکان برگزاری این نشست‌ها در کشور ایران هم وجود داشته باشه با امید به پیروزی.
Yes, you heard the message, which is quite clear that we're not going to give up hope. We're not going to just stand back there and say we are powerless. We collectively create that power from within. And I want to, like, some of you might think, what happened? You know, this is before the war. And then less than a week later, there is a war. Did she change her mind? What happened to her thinking? So some of you know during that time, during the war, like for the last at least 48 hours, there's no internet. And even before that, the internet was really slow. But she managed to send her sentence, a voice message, little by little through WhatsApp. And the colleagues at Iran Academia managed to create a clip. So let's hear her after the war started and she's fleeing the bombardment of Tehran. And this is what she said.
به عنوان برنده جایزه نوبل صلح در میانه جنگ اسرائیل و جمهوری اسلامی و در میان جنگ جمهوری اسلامی با مردم سرزمین ایران، با صدای بلند بر صلح به عنوان بدیهی ترین حق انسان اصرار می کنم. من به عنوان یک ایرانی طرفدار صلح، دموکراسی و حقوق بشر، چون میلیون ها ایرانی در تقاطع تیز میدانهای جنگیم. باور دارم که دموکراسی، آزادی و حقوق انسانی از دالانهای تاریک و خشونتبار جنگ به هیچ سرزمینی پا نمی‌گذارند. با تأسف و دردمندانه باید گفت که سیاستمداران کنونی جهان در نقطه حضیض تاریخ ایستادند و می‌خواهند اثبات کنند که با خشونت، ظلم، ویرانگری و جنگ بشر را به بهشت، به رفاه، به صلح و دموکراسی خواهند رساند. تجربه‌ای پیشاپیش شکست خورده. مگر می شود میلیون ها انسان بیگناه، زنان و کودکان را به قعر جهنم کشاند تا روزی پایشان به بهشت برین برسد؟ چه باید کرد؟ از سازمان ملل و به ویژه دبیرکل سازمان ملل تقاضا دارم برای توقف جنگ از تمام ظرفیت‌ها استفاده کنند. از دولت‌های جهان، به ویژه دولت‌های غرب، انتظار دارم برای توقف جنگ خانمانسوز از هیچ اقدامی فروگذار نکنند. فوری ترین کار تلاش همه برای توقف جنگ است. ارمغان جنگ تباهی است. این تباهی فقط در سرزمین‌های درگیر جنگ نخواهد بود، فقط برای این دوران نخواهد بود. تباهی به سراسر جهان و طول تاریخ بشریت سرایت خواهد کرد. جنگ بس است. بیایید جبهه ضد جنگ را به یک جبهه فراگیر جهانی تبدیل کنیم و در مقابل آن بایستیم. جنگ را متوقف کنید. امروز روز اقدام فوری است. اقدام کنید.